Hey y'all, it's Natalie. Happy Monday. Today I am scrapbooking this picture of my little guy in the pool, and I'm going to put it in my scrapbook facing this other layout of my older son in the pool. So I'm kind of making it coordinate. It's definitely not matching, but the colors are going to be in the same family and they will look nice together facing one another. I'm going to use that Alton New stamp with the aviator sunglasses and the die cut. And I'm going to do a lot of mixed media. So I'm starting with this Vicki Boutin stencil. The stencil kind of reminded me of like a mosaic tile that would be in a pool. Definitely not our pool because we have like the Red Nut Riviera in our backyard. But I mean, a pool somewhere has a beautiful tile like this. So I decided to use this stencil. And I'm going to just I already put clear white gesso all over the page. I'm sorry, clear gesso all over the page. Clear and white are not the same. And so I'm I don't know the pattern that I would say I'm doing. It's a little bit of a diagonal because I do 2 swipes across the stencil in the middle of the page, and then I do 1 here at the bottom, and then I kind of go up in the top left corner and add an additional swipe. So I guess you could kind of call it diagonal. I am kind of matching up the stencil with what's already laid so that the pattern will be continuous. It smushes down the texture paste a little bit, but not too much. So that magically dried in a second. And I'm kind of showing you what I'm doing here. I'm using Distress Oxides. I'm going to stay in a warm color palette, at least for the background I am. And I'm just going to scrape them over the dried sections of the texture paste and then add watercolor or water to create watercolor. And I think I go looking for my little spritzer bottle, and my little guy that I'm scrapbooking today has been really into playing with my watercolors and keeps stealing it. So I don't have it here. So I think I just throw water on it with my paintbrush, which this is a paintbrush that I got in the cherry box a while back, and it's super fabulous. Really thick and big, which is perfect for this actually if you don't have a squirter or squirt bottle. But I did want the color to blend into each other. So like I'm letting that pink blend into the orange, and then the orange blend into the yellow. And then I decide that I do need more pink, a pop of pink down at the bottom. I thought I was kind of doing a little bit of like the warm side of the rainbow, but I just decided I need to have different sections of pink. I think maybe a visual triangle, because I do end up adding in like liquid watercolors, and I add in another splotch of it over on the right for sure. But I'm loving how that looks. Working with watercolors, you do tend to layer up if you want a really vibrant color, which I usually do want vibrant color. So I will let this dry and then I will add more. So I'm going in with some liquid watercolor sprays. I'm doing an orange there, kind of on top, and just really that Distress Oxide kind of turned more yellowy with less orange. So I wanted to make sure to have orange stand out. And then this is like a orangey pink color. So I'm going to go in with that, and I decided to, again, like I said, to add in over on the right to kind of give a nice visual triangle. The little bit on the left bottom is just going to kind of peek around the photo, because the photo is going to go in that blank spot on the bottom left there. So just playing with watercolors. I'm using big drips so I can kind of get some splatter, but I will go in later and add splatter. That's what you see here. I didn't video it because I thought I was videoing it, and then I didn't video it because, hey, I'm new here, right? I only made like a bazillion videos, but it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes accidents happen. So that's where the photo is going to be. So since I have so much bright blue in the photo, I definitely wanted to accent with blue, okay? Before I get started with that, I am going to take these rub-ons from 49 and Market. They're some of my favorites. They're from that Rainbow Sherbet collection. And I just picked out some orange and some pink and some yellow, and I'm going to add them around with the mixed media on the background. So that's what you see me doing there. So before I do that, I'm going to work on additional embellishments. So I'm going to take that stamp set. I die cut the pink and the orange from the Rainbow Sherbet collection, but I'm going to do the stamp, and I'm going to stamp with blue that matches the blue of the water in the photo, so that I can have a few pops of that blue to make sure that it kind of gives good cohesion with the photo, and it's not just like an all warm background with all warm colors and then boom, a really cool blue picture. Okay, so that was my thought process before that. And then I put the beach scene inside, and I think a word that says hey. I'm also gonna ink up the edges of the aviators that I die cut from the colored paper, just to help them pop off of the page when I put them onto the background. So it took me a minute to kind of figure out exactly how I wanted to arrange the glasses. What am I doing here? Oh, so these alphas are white. They're like fabric. They're from American Crafts. I think I've had them for quite a while, but they take any color that you want to add. So you could add liquid watercolor or do what I'm doing, which is adding stamping ink. And so I use the same ink that I used to stamp the glasses in the blue, and it matches perfectly with the photo. So my title is going to say, "Come in, the water's fine," or something like that. Before I start adhering that down, I'm going to go through with those rub-ons I cut out, and I'm just going to add them around the edges of the texture paste, kind of in the same colors to which they correspond. And it was just like an additional little bit that I thought added a fun interest to the page. So I have all of those added on now. There they are. And I'm going to start sticking down the title here in a minute. And I do decide to use some of those aviators that I die cut out to kind of anchor the title. And I'm happy with how that turned out. So I will like stick them down, and then I'll stick the title on top of them. Oh, I also pulled out a couple of blue rub-ons to kind of just add around the blue bit. So that kind of is another way of bringing cohesion to the page. So I make sure to use the same color as the photo, and then it kind of brings cohesion because I did the same on the background with the warm colors. So here I am trying to figure out how I'm going to add in these embellishments, but I decided to keep them close to the photo in like a little cluster, and again, like I said, anchor the title on top of them. I'll take this opportunity to let you know that down in the description box, I have a link to a cherry on top. It's my affiliate link if you would like to go shopping. There is still a little bit of rainbow sherbet in the collection, but you can also find in the store, but you can also find so much more. You can find all kinds of mixed media items if you need to add anything to your stash. I love to help build your stash. Let me know if you need any advice. I'm always willing to enable your crafty habits. So just comment down below, or let me know if you have any questions. I love to get comments, and I always like to respond to them. So there I am adding down the die cut pieces, and then I'm going to put the title kind of on top of those. I don't know if that was the best choice, but it's what happened, and I'm happy with it, and I am happy with how the layout came together. It was just kind of like an odd design, what do you call it, like pattern. I don't know, it's not really something that I've done before, so that's why I was like, I'm not sure where to put the title. I was just kind of playing around. Basically, I was like, hey, I have time to scrapbook, and I want to play and make a mess and make a pretty background and make it bright and colorful and sunny and summery. So I put the top and that stamp, it says hey, so I like that kind of contributes to the title. So it's like, hey, come in, water's fine. So then I went and grabbed some die cuts from Coco Vanilla Studio. It's from their their summer collection last year. It's super cute. And so it has a bunch of really pretty, bright, colorful flowers. So I decided to just kind of color block them, and I'm just adding them to the color section that they correspond to, like pink on pink, yellow on yellow, orange on orange. So those, I just adhered down the middle so I can kind of bend up the edges and give it a little bit of dimension, but I didn't go through and add any like additional foliage like I would sometimes do, just because I didn't want to cover up a lot of the background. I'm about to finish up here. I just wanted you to know that every time I wave goodbye to the camera, I smile. So that's the level of intelligence you're working with over here. So please know a smile is coming your way, even if you can't see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and check out those links down below. Bye, y'all.